Good afternoon and/or evening, everybody. Got Kody Ashmore, Director of Weekly Option Strategies, bringing you tonight's free video. What I want to do in this video is we're going to do a quick trade recap over a trade we did live today in Simpler Central Room, and that particular trade netted about 13,000, but I am up about 15,000 for the day. I did take another trade. You can see I have 10 Apex accounts and 5 Trade-Fi funded accounts, and I guess if we just round it up a little bit, we are up roughly 15,000 doll hairs for the day. So pretty solid day. Can't complain about that. As long as you got short on the right side, then you got a decent move down, right? Now, well, before we get to breaking down this particular trade, the setup, something that many of you have been tracking along with me, I do want to share this with y'all as well, is as of late, since these particular accounts, I am allowed. Oh, sorry, allowed. I am on a 16-day green streak so far, up almost 60,000, and profit factor is pretty. Like you get it closer to 10. This I will say I want it closer to at least 60 to 65% at a minimum. However, um, there was like some fumbling that happened yesterday, and I'm going to do a trade recap over my entire month, or I guess a month review, to explain kind of like these 2 days. I will say were kind of rough. As you see, there's quite a few trades, but there was a reason for it. Um, but anyways, doing all that affects your win rate because each one counts as a swing. But nonetheless, green for the last 16 days, and these accounts up a little over $59,000. And that's just these accounts. I still have those 10 Apex accounts and up another 50,000 there as well. But those don't really matter, right? As long as until they hit your bank account, right? So let me go ahead and get ready. Let me pull this up also. Where did it go? Okay, there it is. Also, like I said, I am going to do a February trade review, or I guess, yeah, we'll call it a February trade performance review. And something I do want to cover is, okay, well, I won't qualify for any other payouts for the month, but so far for the month, and I think this is important to cover, is I just recently on February 19th took out $25,000 from Apex, and then where did my other thing go? There it is. All right, and then I also took out 12,500 from Tradeify on the 13th. So that brings me up to about $37,500 in payouts for the month of February. So not a solid bad little. That's not a bad month, right? So that's something I think everyone should strive for, right? And it's all done while using these prop firms to make it happen. So let's talk about today's trade now. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm very proud of that milestone, right? 16 days green is solid. Taking out almost 40K for a month is solid. Hopefully it just keeps on growing. All right, now let's go ahead and talk about today's trade. Enough of all the jibber jabber. Let's get to the trade. We're looking at a 1 minute chart, right? And so we had news coming out today. We knew that there was going to be, what was it? We'll go ahead and pull this over here to know for sure. We were waiting all day for the flash manufacturing PMI, flash services PMI to come out 15 minutes after the open. So we waited after the open, and then we waited for our setup. So what was the particular setup? So you know what you're looking at. This green line right here. This is the open VWAP. Basically, it's anchored to the open. By open, I mean whenever the market opens at 5 p.m. Central or 6 p.m. Eastern time. And then I also have an anchored VWAP to the cash open. So this is going to be like 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern when the market opens, like when SPX and all the market starts moving around when that's open. So I have an anchored VWAP there. So we were patiently waiting, right? So the market opens. We'll zoom into what we know was currently happening, right? We'll just do this because we didn't know all this was going to happen. It was just like this. Well, I guess we're just going to have it open there. All right, so we were leaning a little bit bearish based off of the move came down here. And then whenever price started to rally up, off of this little zone here. Oops, that was supposed to be a line. Whenever price started to rally up off of here into this anchored VWAP here, and we're printing a doji, and we started to break down. So okay, so then we got short here, put our stop right here. We scaled out at 61.16, and then closed the rest down here on the at 61.11 on the flush lower. This was the news that came out at 10 a.m. Eastern, and that caused the volatility flush down in there, and then we've been trending lower ever since. So that brought us up to about a 2.8 R. And now, why is this important? I will say when you start trading all the firm accounts, it's easy to get hooked up on the money. And so I started to reframe my mindset and the concept of thinking of R. What is R? R is reward. So if I can continuously get a 3R, if I continuously get a 3R reward in my trades ish, we'll say close. It's never like 100%, but if you get to that point, then you basically only have to be correct 30% of the time on your trading to be profitable. So, and instead of thinking in terms of dollars, I've been thinking in terms of R. So this all the way down here, as it was, like I said, was a 2.8, and then we got out right here, that was a 1.6, and so we could round it out to almost about a 2R, and which isn't bad, because if you have about a 2R, then if you're consistently profitable around 2R, then you need to be correct about 40% of the time. So all in all, that to be said, I like the risk reward. If I could grade myself on this execution, I can say it worked out just as I wanted. If you're a part of the simpler central room, go ahead and watch the recording. Like, we're calm. Everything we were looking for followed through, and it's it's nice when that happens sometimes. And well, that was typically the trade, and that netted. This one particular here was only $13.4 thousand, and I did end up trading earlier. I caught this bounce down here, just a little bounce, and then I felt like I'm on the wrong side, and I got out. But nonetheless, I did close the platform, so I don't do anything dumb again. But that was the trades and how I got to 15,000 today. But the main one that I wanted to talk about was the short that happened all the way up here. Now, I do have some news for you. So, this is not for sure. This is not 100%, but in order for it to happen, we have to know that there's even an interest. So, for those of you that have been requesting a room that I have to myself where I trade every morning with you or several mornings with you and whatnot, I need you to email me at cody.ashmore@simplertrading.com. And also with this is where I'm also trying to set this up to where we kick it off with a 2 to 3 day live boot camp. But we're not going to do this, like I said, unless we know that there's an interest for it, right? Just like anything else. So I'm trying to kick it off with a 2 to 3 day live boot camp where we get fully, like, everything is broken down to how I'm doing everything. You can ask your questions live, like everything, like camaraderie, everything just comes together. And I'm trying to do this with a 2 to 3 day live boot camp by kicking off if there's interest on my own little room. However, we need to know who's interested. So if you are interested in having a 2 to 3 day live boot camp and me having my own little trading room where we could trade these future setups together, then I need you to email me at cody.ashmore@simplertrading.com. Email me your first and last name, and then I'll get your email address from the email that is sent to me. And then I'm just going to put that on an Excel spreadsheet and share it with management. So that's all I have for y'all. I hope those of you that were there with me and trade, I thought you found it helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments section. I always circle back around to answer them. But like I said, once again, if you would like to do a 2 to 3 day live boot camp with me for day trading these futures and or having my own trading room, please email me your first and last name at cody.ashmore@simplertrading.com, and then we'll get a roster going. But I hope everyone has a great and wonderful weekend, and I will see y'all again next week. Take care, everybody.
Without Simpler Trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me